In today's video, we talk about police officers who are too vain to do their job properly. We'll take a look at 3 cases and how police officers treated people differently just based on the color of their skin. So let's go. The encounter between a police officer and a group of people heading to a meeting in a building complex escalated way too fast. Right from the start, the female police officer displaying a negative attitude towards this group, seemingly based on their different skin color. It's evident that if it were anyone else, she probably wouldn't have demanded business cards and identification. She quickly assumed that they were up to no good and accused them of trespassing on private property, not even allowing them to explain that they were there for work. Everything seemed suspicious to her, but how can someone be in a public service role condemn people for trespassing when they're just trying to do their jobs? This policewoman not only needs a refresher on the law, but also some work on her prejudices and arrogance. The guy made it clear to the policewoman that he doesn't need to hand over his ID or any private info unless he's committed a crime, which clearly they haven't. Similarly, she has no right to ask for IDs on private details unless there's a reasonable suspicion of a crime, or she's absolutely certain it's about to happen. Seeing that a civil conversation wasn't in the cards with her attitude, he just turned his back and told her to arrest him if she insists on talking to him that way. Then the girl filming asked if they were all being detained, and when the policewoman said no, the girl asked if they could go, but unsurprisingly, the policewoman said they couldn't. Detaining someone who hasn't been taken into custody just doesn't add up. Even with everyone explaining they were just there to work and not breaking any laws, the policewoman acted as if she had never heard it. Despite it being crystal clear they were in the clear, she refused to let go of her pride and kept insisting on seeing IDs. When someone else from the team tried to interject, the policewoman showcased her brand of police authority by screaming at them, ordering them not to talk and just listen. Then she took issue with the girl filming. Well, newsflash, officers, she's exercising her First Amendment rights, something this cop seems to have forgotten.
All right.
Give me.
I'm gonna give you. You're gonna get what you gotta get coming.
772 County. Can I have your name on?
Can you make sure you tell them the right thing? We ain't doing nothing wrong. I know we ain't doing nothing wrong, right?
I'm not saying you're doing it.
Right.
You can count for that. I didn't say you were doing anything wrong, but I want you to identify yourself because you're going in and out of all these buildings.
I will.
That's all I asked for,
okay.
Right?
Grandmother.
And then he's not in any of your
hold on.
uniform, and she has no badge.
He has a badge.
She has no badge.
Miss Lady,
Where's
but
the
you
badge?
making it seem like we're the bad people. So I'm hold my phone.
Anybody's phones. I want a badge.
Let's go.
I want a badge.
Let's go. I want to go to jail
a badge.
because I'm looking.
I want a badge.
I'm putting me in handcuffs. Let's go.
I want a badge.
I'm not breaking any law, Miss Lady.
Actually,
You have to be trespassing to go
You're
trespass.
trespassing. It's private property. It's
You have
private
to be
property.
trespassing.
You have to be trespassing. You the cop. You know the
You are
law.
trespassing. It's private property.
We're not trespassing. You have to be
You are-
trespassed.
Okay, so can we leave?
No, stay.
Okay, we can stay. So are we being detained?
772 to 2777.
So we are being detained.
Are we being detained?
I just want your
So we're being
identification.
detained
Okay,
because
are
you're
we being
suspicious.
detained?
Give me your badges.
Because-
If you can certainly show a badge to anybody here, you can show me the badge.
We have a
You're a
are.
civil servant,
All I did
ma'am.
was ask you for your
Okay.
identification.
So,
How am I being hostile?
let's
All I asked
de-escalate.
you- Did I ask you for your just
You
your
protect and
identification?
serve me. Can you de-escalate?
You are a civil
Give
servant.
me your
Can you please de-escalate?
identification of where you people
Yes,
work.
I
That's
will
it.
give you my identification.
I asked you
Will
for
you?
that.
Okay, but
That's
before
all I
the
asked
law
for.
states, in order for me to identify to a police officer in the state of Pennsylvania, you have to have reasonable, articulable suspicion that I've committed a crime, have committed a crime.
No. As long as there's a
Suspicion.
As long as there is a complaint, I have to get to the bottom of the
Okay,
complaint.
but Miss
correct?
Lady, you
So
don't have.
I don't know if anything is
We
going
have an
on.
appointment.
I don't
We came
have-
here for appointments.
I don't know that.
We're telling you.
You came out. You
Well,
came
you-
out here.
It's a he said.
We don't have to give you.
Go over there.
We don't have to
No,
give you.
you're not
All
gonna talk to
I
me like that,
asked
young
you for
lady.
was your identification
You're not
and
gonna
who
talk
you
to me
work
like
for. That's all I asked for.
Miss Lady, and
Right.
I will
That's
give
all
you.
Would you like my
that.
lawyer's
But I
number?
stand on law, though.
Would you like my my lawyer's number?
We can give you our supervisor.
Is that what you would like?
You can contact our
Sounds like
supervisor.
that sounds like that was
And who
doing.
you work for. That's all I'm asking.
Okay.
My name is Jeffrey Geist.
I will.
I am not speaking to you.
I'm
When
talking
I'm
to you.
speaking to you, I will be looking
Why
at
you
you.
being
Don't
so
get in my
hostile,
face.
Miss
Don't get
Lady?
in my face. You
Yes,
want to get mad at me?
identification.
We
You want to get
recording
mad
it.
at me because you can get mad at me?
Look at
Body
her.
cam?
Give me your identification, who you work for.
Man,
That's all I'm asking for.
Me too.
Don't anybody worry about you.
Bitch.
Police caller, bro.
Yes, we do have badges, lady.
Ooh, we all want badges. She doesn't.
Look what we're wearing.
Don't pull it out.
She doesn't.
We're working.
Does she have that on?
So, Miss Lady,
Wait, Miss Sir, Mr. Sir.
That's all
Yes,
right.
sir.
Miss Sir.
You put you on YouTube. You going on YouTube. You about to be famous. In fact, y'all with the camera crew. Where the camera crew at?
We don't have it over there.
Okay.
She does not
Well,
have...
The woman standing in the background behind the car also appears in the frame. She supposedly called the policewoman because the girl filming this video was in her building. This grandma seems even worse than the cop, calling the police just because someone with a different skin color is in her building, assuming they must be up to no good. This grandma even told the girl filming that she looks scary, whatever that means. Meanwhile, the policewoman kept repeating like a broken record that they needed to show her their IDs, as if it was her mission to find out who these people were working for and confirm if they were supposed to be there. Who does number 2 work for? Just like a few seconds ago, when someone else from the team wanted to say something, the policewoman reacted violently, once again showing she wasn't interested in a conversation. Of course, the guy the policewoman was talking to knew how to defend himself. He even started explaining his rights according to constitutional law. However, the policewoman just laughed ironically, as if he was making up excuses to get away with it.
If your supervisor get here, I'm going to invoke my Fifth Amendment. Now, if you want to arrest me, you can do that. I'm sorry you have to go like
Fifth
this.
Amendment as well.
But for a man that's protecting his rights, you
Your
want me to...
rights is what? To identify
Okay, no,
yourself?
to plead the
To
fifth
identify
because I
who
have
you're
not
working
committed
for.
a crime. I only answer when I commit a crime, Miss Lady. I have not committed a
All
crime.
I'm asking you for is your ID.
But I will
That's
have to
it.
give that if I commit a crime. You
This
so
is
used to
private
arresting
property.
people.
She's saying that
What's she
this
saying?
girl is in her building
Okay.
and they're soliciting
Doing what?
PPL.
Soliciting PPL.
That's the complaint.
Soliciting
Oh,
PPL. Y'all don't even have
stop
PPL.
yelling.
You don't even have PPL. You
You don't even have PPL. You're a
don't
liar.
even have PPL.
You don't have to come over here.
So it's us to get
You don't have to come over here.
Okay, well, give me your... Do you live here, though?
I don't answer questions. Miss Lady, I know my law.
That's what that lady said.
Stop talking. Don't nobody worry about it. Stop talking.
Just your identification,
Okay.
who you work for. That's
Only-
it. That's all I asked.
Okay.
I work
so,
for IGS. My name is Jeffrey Geis.
I'm asking him.
Okay.
We give you a thing, and I'm gonna tell you this. You can call me good citizen.
Give me your identification for who you work for, okay?
But
That's
can I
all.
ask you why?
I just... To verify that you're supposed to be here.
Okay, so
So if I have people
so
that
if
are
you want to
afraid...
verify for me, you can go ask the people
Afraid?
that we was talking to. Did you
No,
have
Caleb,
with these individuals?
really scary,
I don't know.
So that's good. You have to investigate.
How am I scary?
All right, let's go. Let's go.
When I give you my name,
As we've all established that having a reasonable conversation with this policewoman is a lost cause, the guy she mentally abused started telling her that if she wants to know who he is, she can call him gay citizen. Then he told her that he loved her and he urged her to let him love her, hinting that maybe she was nervous because she lacked love. What else to do in this situation but crack a joke? However, this angered the policewoman even more, and she continued to push for IDs. She even asked if she had the right to ask questions. Yes, of course she does, but they also have the right not to answer. At that moment, another police car arrived, and it was her supervisor. Thank God. It turned out that this guy knew the supervisor because they had already talked a year before. If nothing else, finally someone came along who could give this guy a good listen.
Five questions, and you made it into this big thing. All you had to do was give me your name and who you work for, and then I would have been on my way out.
you're law enforcement.
That's all that it came down to.
First of all, right? I love you. Listen, stop. Let me give you some law. You do not. Listen, hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out.
No, I just
I
want
don't
your
have
name.
to identify to
Okay,
you unless
okay.
I committed a crime. You know this, Miss
I
Lady.
don't know if you committed a
Okay,
crime.
well, have
We
you
didn't.
committed a crime?
Hey, I just...
No, that lady saying we committed a crime.
That's what I'm getting to the bottom of. Can
So
I
I'm
speak?
telling you, that's
I'm
not
allowed to ask questions.
Yes, you are, and we got a right to deny them.
Can I speak real quick? This lady right here, I just spoke with her. You can tell her, she'll tell you everything I just talked to her about.
Oh, is that a supervisor?
Miss Lady,
Can I just get your name and your
Everybody double
who you
team.
work for? Triple team, me, actually.
Oh.
We all come to each other's calls. Just give me your name and who you work for, please.
Officer.
So they're doing the service. But they want you to get information. So she wait, excuse me. I'm
I gotta be quiet. Damn. And so they done yet?
private property. They don't live here anyway.
All right, so officer, officer, I dealt with you before. You know me. I dealt with you way back there about a year ago. All right, so you two are your shit. I'm trying to tell you what's going on. All right, so this officer is forcing us to give our names. No, she don't even care about them. More than me. She wants me to give my name. I've dealt with you before. You know how I operate. So the only way that I give my name is if you have reasonable, articulable.
According to these cops, the family delivering chocolate in a neighborhood committed a terrible offense since they were all being detained. It's clear the officers were bothered by the different skin color of these innocent people. Let's start with how unprofessional the cops were towards this family. First, the policeman opened the car door too aggressively, which he shouldn't have done. From the fact that he's armed and the family with all the kids in the car to the point that he should keep an appropriate distance from them, he shouldn't have opened the door like that. Second, they assaulted the man in the back, even though they had no right to do so and should only talk to the driver. They unreasonably asked the man to get out of the car, but luckily, his wife told him he didn't have to because they hadn't committed any crime. I won't even talk about asking for ID because, similar to the last video, ID should only be asked for people who have committed a crime, which obviously this family did not. One of the police officers told them they were not welcome in this territory, but they were not charged with trespassing. Likewise, they did not commit a crime, but they were all being detained. The problem with these kinds of police officers is that they make anything a crime if they don't like you, as if they've given themselves the right to choose who they like and who they don't and arrest people based on that.
Ma'am, are we being detained or are we free to go?
I'm just asking you what's going on.
No,
Well, hold on. I'm just asking you a question. Are we being detained or are we free to go?
You guys pulled up. You were parked here for
All
a
right,
little
so
bit,
if you're not
and
gonna
then
if you're not gonna tell me I'm detained, we're gonna leave.
Okay, but why are you here?
All right, go ahead, Lewis. Drive away.
I can't like it.
Yeah. Okay, drive away.
Oh, excuse
Are we
me.
being detained?
Yeah, hop out.
No, excuse me. There's no reason.
Hold on. Why are we being detained?
Hop out of the car.
No, babe, you don't have to get out of the car.
no, I don't go back. Yeah,
Are you calling?
yeah, I'm calling my friend, my police friend. Yeah, I'm calling go back here.
Look, sir, let me get your license
Hey,
registration short. You're breaking the traffic right now. It's a traffic violation.
No, sir.
Don't wear a seatbelt. Let me get your
Dude,
ID.
the car's not moving. Am I
It's an operation,
am I
right?
being detained?
It's good. You can't go. He can't go.
For what
I
crime?
just said it.
No, there's no crime being committed.
Okay, that's okay.
I'm sorry?
856.
We're trying to serve legal process. That's it.
Okay, and you're not allowed to do that.
Why is that?
Because you're not welcome on their property.
Okay.
Nobody-
Did I ever trespass on anybody's property?
But we're telling you now that you're not allowed.
So are we free to go?
No.
So are we being detained?
Then pull her out. Get her info.
No,
Wait, hold
no,
on.
no, no,
You
no.
walked her to the
Yeah,
house.
she said she was going up to deliver chocolates. So
Yeah.
I walked up with
There
her.
you go. That's not a trespass.
She lied.
That's not trespassing.
How'd she lie?
Okay, they gave it to me.
How did she lie?
This is your ID. I already asked for it like 10
I give
minutes
my-
ago.
Whose ID you want to see?
I want to see your ID. And I need to see hers too.
So
We
what
need to
crime?
know
So
that.
she's going up on the property.
With her.
Okay.
She escorted her to the
Do
property
you know John Bear?
to serve legal process.
John
You just said,
Bear.
you just said chocolate.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I
That was
think
part.
Does
That's
contain legal process?
yes, they do. That was part of the legal process.
Okay, and you are who?
Right.
I'm not going to speak.
Okay, because I know who you are.
Who am I?
You're related to the case. You know whose house that you're at.
Oh
and you know
my God, it is that.
That's
Okay, you already are aware of
no,
that.
no.
Are we
it's-
committing a crime here?
Not until I call the Attorney General's office, which I'm about to do.
Go ahead.
Okay? So you know you're not welcome here.
Hey,
And then you
you're
just
not
tell me to
welcome,
stop here
you're
under
wrong.
false pretenses to serve chocolate.
No.
Okay?
No.
So you're going to give chocolate. And so what is the purpose of the chocolates?
Hello. Look.
This
is John. We don't have to answer any questions.
I'm gonna remain silent. I'm gonna remain silent.
Thank you for delivering chocolates to the house. Can you talk to the man, please, to the police officer? John,
Sir, I need your identification. Your ID.
yeah,
Sir?
give me my ID.
I need your identification.
This is terrible.
You say you know who I am.
I just
Yeah, give it to you.
Maria, relax, Maria.
What?
Just give him
Okay,
No, no,
Give him
no,
your
no.
ID. Give him your ID.
I'm looking for it.
Sir,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna, I need your
Okay, I'm looking for it.
No, he's not. He doesn't need that. We don't have to produce that for any reason.
So what crime are you suspecting me of committing?
I'm not saying you're committing.
So I'm not gonna ID.
The cops swiftly escalated things, claiming this was now an investigation. Despite being officers conducting an investigation, they seemed clueless about the actual crime. It's just another sign that they created this situation artificially. The man eventually got out of the car against the woman's advice, seemingly with no other option as the cops wouldn't back off. Once out, he was promptly arrested. These police officers jumped from zero to full-blown situation way too fast.
Suspecting me of committing.
I'm not saying you're committing.
So
any
I'm not
crime.
gonna ID. I'm not gonna ID
So right now
because
this is an investigation. You know
So,
whose
all right,
house that you're at.
I know,
You whose
but
house you're
I
at.
understand
Sir,
that.
Okay, I asked you for identification.
hold on. I asked you a question.
And you
what
also don't have
crime?
your seatbelt on.
What? We're not driving. We stopped.
So,
What
okay.
crime are you?
Okay,
What
no,
crime
you
are you
are-
suspecting me of committing?
It is an investigation. And that's where we're
Investigation
at.
of what
It's an
crime?
investigation, sir.
Wait,
I need your identification.
I'm only obligated to ID
Sir,
if
you're
I've
obligated-
committed a crime or
Or
it
you're
means
in an investigation.
or I'm
You
suspected
already-
of committing a
you're-
crime.
Sir, You are in now the premise of an investigation. You need to provide me with your identification. So please provide me your identification at this moment.
No, we don't need to do that.
Let me ask you a question.
I just told you what to do, sir. Provide me.
You don't give me orders, sir.
No, don't step out of the car. Don't step out of the car. They're gonna try. They're gonna try to.
I'm not. I'm not going to
Can I have my license back? Or?
You are not on the record.
Okay, I'm being detained.
There's no crime being committed.
My
John can't help you out.
I don't know, he can't be right now.
Can you guys? I need you to call Fernando. ¿Tú sabes el número de Fernando?
No.
Nosotros no estamos haciendo nada ilegal.
When this police officer stopped a man who was wearing a jacket and had a mask on, they treated him very rudely, likely because of his specific attire and different skin color. The video clearly shows a female police officer laughing at the man and instructing him to turn the camera on himself and take a look. Then the male police officer alleged that the man had committed a crime, suggesting that being suspicious is a crime in the eyes of the police. Following the usual pattern, they demanded his ID, despite the man explaining that he wasn't obliged to provide it unless he had committed a crime. To add to the confusion, the cop insisted that the man had to provide ID regardless, displaying a lack of knowledge about the law and failing to identify himself as an official when asked. The officer then went on to claim that they were in the middle of an investigation because someone had reported that the man was carrying a big gun. It was evident that the guy didn't have a gun. He only had a tripod and a camera with him. After all, anyone can say anything. Just because someone says something doesn't make it true. What if someone claimed a guy was robbing a bank? That doesn't mean it's actually happening, but the cops seemed determined to play Judge Judy and executioner, even though the guy was just trying to assert his rights, which the cops are supposed to protect. And seriously, how can you trust someone who doesn't even know that constitutional law protects every citizen from showing ID if they haven't committed a crime? It's like this policeman is making the situation even more dangerous for this man.
Mind if I get your ID real quick?
No, I haven't committed a crime. This is no gun.
I don't know why you're backing up, dude.
Because you guys are, you see that this is no gun.
Sir, it's so hot. You have a jacket on. You have a face
You worried about the
mask
wrong
on.
thing. I'm on a
You wanna turn
mission.
your camera to you as well, so we can see how you're dressed?
They already know how I'm dressed. I dress like this every day. I'm the same every day.
You're not hot in that?
Don't you worry about that. So can I help you guys? Good evening.
Yes, I told you this situation over here.
I don't care if someone said I'm holding a gun. I have a gun. I don't have a gun. I don't need a gun. If I needed to protect myself, I have these.
This was all the protection we needed.
No, they
You know they're backing up, so we don't want you to get
Oh, come on now. I can see in my camera lens. That's why I said. So would that be all?
No, it's not, sir. I still like to talk to you. And you're backing away, so it's making me kind of suspect that
You can be being suspicious. It's not a crime.
I just there's a lot of reason to talk to you.
Okay, we'll talk.
So if you come out of the roadway, I'd rather not be behind you. Thank you. You have your ID so we can
I'm not giving you an ID. I haven't committed a crime. I'm not telling you my name either. Could I get you your name and badge number?
Regardless of you committing a crime or not, I
Yeah.
have to identify.
No, you do not. I'm only permitted to give my ID if I have committed a crime. I have not committed no crime.
Explain to me the rules of that.
I don't have to explain that. You should know that already.
Regurgitating them or trying to school me on it.
You're stopping harassing me because somebody said I had a gun. You are harassing me, and I don't have a gun. Simply, you can see that this is a tripod. So I cannot be held accountable because what somebody said about me. People, they can say I'm robbing the bank, but that doesn't mean I'm robbing the bank.
Have a duty to investigate.
And once you do your investigation without I don't have to.
Investigation.
Well, I'm not giving you an ID.
Okay, now you're impeding my investigation.
Well, call it what you want, but I haven't committed a crime.
It doesn't have to be that big of a deal.
Yes, it does, because this is part of my rights. I do not have to give you something that will violate my rights if I haven't committed a crime. Someone called and said I had a gun. That has nothing to do with me. It has nothing to do with me.
Everything to do with you.
It does not, because obviously I'm not. It has something to do with me if I'm carrying a gun.
Despite the officer's persistent demand for ID, claiming it was for a gun investigation, the man calmly explained that ID wasn't necessary to determine if he had a gun. It's crazy how this officer's insistence and threats are actually jeopardizing citizens' rights, the very rights he swore to protect but is now violating. Even though the man just wanted to continue with his day, the officer insisted he couldn't leave, citing their mission. Seriously, kudos to the department that assigns officers like this to any task. Eventually, the cops seemed to realize that the guy was right, especially since he was filming the entire encounter. The smartest move for them at this point was to let him go on his way. It's a classic example of someone who knows their rights embarrassing a police officer. Someone buy this guy a beer.
I would like to go on about my day.
We have a duty to investigate.
And you've investigated. You don't need my ID to tell I don't have a gun. You do not need my ID for that.
I don't know what your attitude's all about, man.
Because I'm tired of you guys stopping me, asking for ID and everything because of what can people say. You guys are a team. I'm speaking as a whole. You guys are a team. I don't have to give my ID because of what someone said. No, that's a violation of my rights. All you have to do is come.
Go complain to the Monday morning. Officer Mendez, sir. So please do me a favor and go complain.
No, I do a step better than that.
I would love for you to go on Monday morning.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Please head out. Head on out, sir.
What?
Head on out.
Why are you
Good to
talking?
go.
Yeah, thank you.
There you go.
Thank you. I didn't get your name and badge number. Hey, hallelujah. You guys have to stop. Because that is infringing on my rights. That's gross infringement. They said I had a gun. This is not a gun. You gonna take me to jail for a tripod? Are you serious?